Okay, hello YouTube, hello everybody. Uh, when you see me looking off to the side, or sometimes I look up or around, I'm just always looking around me. I don't ever have anything prepared to put out. Uh, a lot of these videos are not a great quality because something hits my heart and my brain, and generally it's something that's upset me. And I let it spill because I'm an old guy and I don't like the direction this world's going in right now. It's just awful. Awful. Uh, they are trying to convince you that this whole earth is getting up at one time and going to hell in a handbasket. And it's not true, folks. Not right now, it's not. Um, if you know the Bible, you know what's coming. We are at the beginning of the what's coming stuff. I don't care if you believe it or even if you don't believe in God, get into some end time stuff and you'll see everything that the Bible's saying is incoming. Last night, I found something out talking to my wife, and let me tell you what was happening. I didn't see. We're on U.S. Eastern Time here in Columbia, so in other words, we have the same time as what they got in New York City. Right now, well, not right now, the U.S. is on daylight savings time, so New York City would be 1 hour ahead of us. So if it's 5 o'clock here, it'd be 6 o'clock in New York. But when there's no daylight savings time, the time runs concurrent. We have the same time as that you would have on the eastern seaboard of the U.S. We'd have New York time. Last night, about 9 o'clock, we don't stay up real late around here. We are old-fashioned. We believe in getting some sleep. So it's around 9 or 9:30. We're laying back. I got the computer in my lap, and I tell my wife, "Oh God, look at this, honey." And she starts looking, and it was snippets of the opening of the Olympics. And I've never seen anything so sick in my life. And these people are doing these things because they want you to think what they are doing is the norm and that you should join along. But what the majority of people are thinking is the vast majority are thinking, huge majority are thinking is no, 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 and hell to the no. I may get riled up here, so you might want to clear the kids off in the back. If you got smaller kids around you, I don't know if I'm going to try not to, but it's hard to control the righteous anger I have against this mess. And I will remind everyone, when Jesus went up in the temple to go after the money changers, he used a whip, and he was beating people with that whip in the temple, and he was cussing. Yeah, he was cussing as he did it. So there are exceptions and situations that God himself has shown us. I tend to use the exceptions and go further because I'm not perfect. started out with a man with the garter belts on, pantyhose, all dolled up, big thick blonde beard, dancing around, half naked. Went on to all these other drag queens, these sick people that they want you to think is not mental illness any longer, but it is. People that can never be brought back because they can't. People that God chooses not to accept because He can. You don't know that because so many claim Christianity, but they don't even know any of what God has said. And He gave us a big, big, thick Bible. Yet most of us choose not to read it. They depicted the Last Supper with the biggest, fat, negligee-dressed, tattooed up guy they could, sitting as Jesus with all the drag apostles around Him. They had at the end, or towards the end of it, I don't know, I couldn't watch it, I've just watched snippets of it, the man on the pale white horse. They had a gay queer thing with all these windows to the side view of the palace in Paris, with Marie Antoinette's cut off head held in her own hands. Just truly sick satanic stuff here. I don't want it. I don't want it around anybody. I don't want it around your children, even if you want it around your children. I'm not going to have it around my kids. You know, Joe's my youngest, he's 16. Not having it. Not having it. My wife looked at that and she was like, oh my God. My wife, with being a faulty human being, one good thing I like about her is that she chooses not to even see the filth in this world. She stays in her own little created world. She has her own little created environment. She blocks a lot of things out. And a lot of people need to be doing that. And then you got people like me who need to be fighting against it. Terrible, terrible. With beautiful first minutes of the Olympics action results. Right here, hours into the first day, I just looked, China has 2 gold medals. The U.S. doesn't have 2 gold. They have no gold. Great Britain doesn't have 2 gold. She has no gold. Probably has something to do with what I preach on all the time, which is we need to be raising men. They are raising men. While they're pushing and peddling all the TikTok, all the online crazy to us, their kids are getting online, learning higher mathematics, studying films in their sport, and doing a lot of productive things, taking pride in their country. The people that are ruling the Olympics are sick. They are sick people, these people in charge of this. People that are ruling Washington right now are sick. Washington, D.C., they're up there. They put the strong paint all over all the limestone across Washington, defacing things that we built at the beginning of the country that we'll never be able to get out. They need to go to prison. These people need to be put somewhere with their own kind. They cannot control themselves. They are all about violence. They are all about killing. They are all about death. They are lazy. They're non-productive human beings. I'm convinced you can't come back from that. Not as far as these ultra demented weirdos. You look at Paris. That day one had not even started and they're complaining they can't get, we need meat and eggs and real protein and beef and chicken, poultry and all this for our athletes, and we got a huge shortage because they decided they were going to have the Green New Deal Olympics and didn't bring meat or no type of real protein other than soy protein. Plant-based junk to the Olympics. You got the woke LeBron James, first big mouth to speak out. So he wants your kids eating soy, but he doesn't want his kids eating soy, and he doesn't want to eat it himself. They don't have enough. See, he's a good basketball player, but he's not a fighter. He's not a real man. He's a cowering fool. It's just ridiculous what's going on in this world. We're getting news there. ESPN is not renewing contracts for one or two of their ultra woke shows, which is good. People are getting sick of the Christ bashing, that they are bashing our God. We're getting sick of it. And you folks ain't going to like it the minute we decide to stand up and say no more. That 1% that they have used, 1% of the most mentally ill, demented people in the world population now to try to accomplish their goals shows you how evil they are. Instead of trying to get a man out of a dress and pantyhose and garter belts, they're encouraging your children to get into them. But up until Barack Obama, who weaseled all this, him and that boy toy, whether he's a boy or not, Michelle, she's got enough testosterone floating through her body for 2 men. They brought all this. They started this. They started normalizing all this. And it's sickening. It is sickening. Joe said, well, maybe I'll watch a little bit of the Olympics, the boxing, only the boxing, so I can see who the bullseye's going to be put on. So I can see who I'm putting in the crosshairs of my boxing scope. Because somebody's getting beat up. Every one of the kids over there, I put statements out, and this is exactly what would have happened. Joe was a little too young. He just turned 16. Had Joe been of age, and we were over there yesterday we would have gotten up and we would have walked the hell off. No soul selling for a medal around here. And you can't be in the middle on these things. Christ preached constantly that if you're lukewarm, if you're in the middle somewhere, you're accepting evil, that you are full evil. He told them, the same people that are pushing this today, he told, you are not real Jews. You are not of the God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob. You are of your father, the devil, Satan himself. That's what Christ told these people. The same people that were leading then are leading now. You know that old Who song, the Who, that singing band? Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. And it's ever so true. You got a lot of people in London right now that sacrificed a lot of money. I don't know what's going on. I haven't got any news on it. I believe it's in the afternoon in London right now. It's earlier in the morning here. But they're trying to save their country. And we've got to pick up and we've got to go and we've got to try to save our country. But I am telling you, and you best listen. The sooner you listen, the less currency for this has to be spent. And that is the only currency that can purchase freedom is blood. It's the only currency that can purchase freedom is your blood, our blood. And we're going to sit back and we're going to keep letting these election stealers, these demented, sick psychos go until they've totally got every facet of government and policing and military just totally under their thumb. And then it will cost more currency to get our freedom back. So we've got to stand. We've got to stand quickly. We've got to get something figured out. And we have to stop these sick, weirdo, demented, deplorable, psychotic messes before they have control of everything.